My name is Ellen, and my 14-year-old stepson, Cameron, is destroying my family. Cameron is rude, disrespectful, and hateful. I've heard him call me every name you can imagine. He would say word and that I'm stupid and mean and I'm not his real mom. So do you have any homework?
I don't have any homework because the quarter just ended.
He's self-centered, stubborn, very selfish. Do you have progress report givers?
No.
We have family dinner once a week. He will deliberately disobey, and it always, always ends in a big fight.
I think she most misunderstands that I'm not out to get her.
Here, take one out of here.
Cameron is a challenge for his sister. Cameron has told Jessica that she's fat, that she's lazy.
My mom gets along with my sister better than she gets along with me. She doesn't care as much about me as she would about her.
Cameron's behavior is affecting my relationship with my husband. My husband doesn't know how to deal with it, and he blames me.
Ellen gets very angry at Cameron at the drop of a hat, and I think her expectations are unreasonable for kids.
Are you going to meet someone down there?
Not right now.
You're just going to see who's going to show up, or?
There's always people over there.
I'm not a yeller and screamer when it comes to dealing with issues. Ellen is very emotional. Ellen sees Cameron as competition for my time. As a matter of fact, she said, I just don't like the kid.
So when you get to a point where you can pause that, can you rake the backyard for me to do dog duty? Chores around here aren't huge, but asking Cameron to do any of them is a chore in itself. One time I asked Cameron to rake the leaves, and what should have taken about half an hour took 3 hours. When Cameron pushes me to the point where I'm done, I will either yell, ask him to leave the room. It makes me feel like I'm a horrible parent.
I'm afraid that he's going to grow up without really having a mom. I don't think that's a good way to grow up.
I'm not sure there's hope. I would like to see our family be a happier, normal family.
I really want to believe that I'm going to be able to get through all of this, but it's just been 11 years of the same thing. Please, Dr. Phil, I don't know what to do anymore. Can you please help us?
How do you think it's affecting the relationship?
This is a big strain right now. We can't sit down and have a family dinner without having a big argument around the table at some point.
Well, let me cover one thing first about that you're going to wind up getting blamed and being the horrible, wicked stepmother. I think being a parent is the most noble calling that people ever have. And I think parents in general, and you two in particular, are doing the best you can with what you know and what you have. I don't know which of you is right, but I think that you, like many parents of divorce, are coming at this with a lot of guilt. You had a divorce when Cameron was 3. I think it was very difficult for him. I think it was very difficult for you. You're now in a position where you essentially have had custody pretty much the whole way, which means his mother's out of his life. So this has been a big deal for him, and I think you feel guilty about that. And as a result, I think you hold him to a lesser standard. True or false?
I think there's a big impact on that. I feel like he got a short shift in life, and he deserves some help with that.
Yeah. And so the question is, do you think that an indulgent or over-tolerant approach is in fact a gift to Cameron? It's like he's had it tough, so I'm not going to be hard on him now. Isn't that kind of the equation here?
I think you could see that. I know that's what Ellen sees.
When children go through a divorce, they have dramatic and exaggerated needs that have to specifically be attended to in a very positive and very therapeutic fashion. And if that's not done, they're going to be left with insecurity, fear, voids, and oftentimes they're going to be over-aggressive and over-pushing or really withdrawn. They get into a state of imbalance. Indulging them is like throwing gas on the fire. That doesn't help. And the question is, what do you do instead without adding to their burden?
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.